Hey everybody, my name is Ashley and welcome back to my home. Today I'm going to walk you through our granola recipe. This has been a standard recipe that we go to over and over again for probably the last 10 or 11 years. We kind of go in phases with it where we'll have it around for a long time and then we won't eat it for a while, but whenever we make granola, this is always the one we go to. I got my huge oversized granola perfect bowl. I've got my bucket of oats out and I'm ready to get started. When I buy my bulk grains, this is a perfect way to store them. I buy these, or I get these bakery buckets. They're about 3 gallons, and they hold sometimes 25-pound bags of grain like rice and things like that. My oats tend to take a little bit more than one of these, but they are perfect. They have a gasket in there so that it stays airtight, and they just work great. Here I am adding the oats, and for this recipe I'm adding 10 cups of rolled oats. This recipe also calls for 1 cup of 4 different nuts and seeds. Today, however, I'm actually only going to use 3 because I only have 3. So I'm going to use 1 cup of sunflower seeds, 1 cup of walnuts, 1 cup of pumpkin seeds, and I'm going to grind each of these in the Vitamix so that they're nice and finely ground. And then for the last cup, I'm going to do about 1/3 of a cup of each of these, leave the seeds in whole form, and then I'm going to crush up the walnuts into smaller bite-sized pieces. You can use any variety of nut that you like. I've also used almonds and pecans, and they are absolutely delicious. Now I'm going to get my saucepan out so I can get my wet ingredients warmed and mixed together. So far, I've added 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Here I'm adding 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I've added 3/4 cup of honey, 3/4 cup of oil, and then I'm adding some store-bought vanilla that I'm just finishing the bottle of. The rest I finished out with homemade vanilla, a tablespoon of cinnamon, and then about a teaspoon of salt. You can certainly adjust any of the sweetnesses to your likings. I typically add a little bit more ingredients to the base recipe for this granola rather than reduce the things that I put in as the wet. Once your wet ingredients are really starting to bubble up and look really well incorporated like this, and your dry ingredients are well and thoroughly mixed, you can combine the two until all of the wetness is evenly distributed. to bake my granola in my heavy-duty cast iron pan, and this recipe actually makes so much, and sometimes I usually only do half of it, but because I'm doing the full recipe, I'm also going to use some of my stoneware pans to bake it as well. A little spilling along the way is entirely to be expected. I bake my granola at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything more than this and it tends to burn a little bit. You want it to be nice and golden, yet crunchy. You can also cook it a little less if you like it to be a little chewier. Once it's all cooled down, I get a big funnel into a big jar and I just pour it in, and that's where I keep it, and it stays fresh for as long as it stays around our house. We love to eat our granola plain as a snack, and it's also really good with some milk or some yogurt. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking. If you would like to see more of what comes out of my kitchen, please subscribe. Have a great day.